Today, we're unboxing the ModRetro Chromatic and giving our impressions on it. Are you ready to do this, Chris?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Chris,
Matt,
we have waited for this day for months now.
Yeah.
The time is finally upon us. It's time to unbox the ModRetro Chromatic. All right. Well, first things first.
Knife fight.
Here we go, Chris.
Let's do it.
All right, that's it. I'm not gonna rip into it anymore, dude. I don't want to take any chances. All right, Chris, you do the honors. Pull the rest of that off there. Do it.
All right.
But before we open the box, let's talk about the box. First off, the front of the box is very attention grabbing, man. Like it pops. Like if that was sitting on a shelf, that's gonna catch people's attention. Not only because it's got a Game Boy on the front of it, but all the little icons, and then it says Tetris at the bottom, man.
So like all these drawings takes me straight back to middle school.
Oh yeah.
Which happens to be when I got my first Game Boy Color.
Really?
That was actually my introduction to the Game Boy.
Nice. The box design is just phenomenal, dude. From the front to the side, you got the Chromatic logo with basically all the different colors, right?
Yeah.
ModRetro at the bottom, and then on the back, of course, you have all the information about the console itself, its features, the fact it has a Tetris cart with it, QR code you can scan and learn more, and it's actually textured in spots, man. It feels really nice.
Yeah, it's got a nice spot gloss on it.
Yeah, and it shows all of the different colors that you can get on ModRetro's website, modretro.com. It's a beautiful box, dude. One thing I love about this company and this product is it really plays on the nostalgia, dude.
Absolutely.
And for people like us that grew up with the Game Boy, like we're the perfect customer for this thing.
Yeah.
All right, dude, you ready to crack it open?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Drum roll, please.
Oh my God.
Oh, there it is, Chris. There's the ModRetro Chromatic. Wow. GameStop Edition. By the way, we should mention that. So this is the GameStop exclusive color. You cannot get this on ModRetro's website. You can only get this at a GameStop store or pre-ordering it online through GameStop's website. Let's pull it out, dude. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Go ahead, Chris. So what are your first impressions just pulling it out of the box, man?
This is like the perfect size.
Perfect size.
It's got enough grip, somewhere between a DMG and maybe a Game Boy Light.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like how, so on the back, so it takes 3 AA batteries, right? It's kind of thick at the bottom, so that gives you the perfect spot to rest your fingers like that while you're playing, and it feels really good, man. Chris.
Wow.
You want to do the honors
of
putting the batteries in?
Absolutely.
All right, Chris.
Pretty wicked.
Do the honors, man.
All right, let's do it. I love that. That's such a nice feel to it. Okay. These all, okay, so they all go one way.
They all go one way, man, which is nice.
As you can kind of see underneath it, it's got the provisions for the battery pack.
All right, dude.
Fire us up.
No, you fire it up.
Oh, man.
Pop that Tetris cartridge in, man. All the videos that I've seen, there's a nice thunk, like a nice thunk sound whenever you pop that cartridge in. Oh, yeah, dude. That was solid, man.
All right, let's hit it.
Let's hit it. Beautiful. I gotta ask, Chris, how does it feel to unbox your very first ModRetro Chromatic?
Well, very nostalgic, but at the same time, the overall presentation is just fantastic. Like,
hold on, let me ask that one more time. How does it feel to unbox your very first ModRetro Chromatic? Your very first ModRetro Chromatic.
Are you jiving me? Are you?
Because there's mine.
Are you kidding me, bro?
No, that one's yours. That's your ModRetro Chromatic. I'm dead serious. That's your ModRetro Chromatic.
No, man.
Yeah. That's your ModRetro Chromatic. This one's mine. I've been playing mine since Monday night.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
You see 2 ModRetro Chromatics. Look, 2 ModRetro Chromatics.
I'm not believing my eyes right now.
So, me and Heather decided we want to do something cool for you because of how much you freaking helped with the YouTube channel, helping with filming, helping us run booths. And we decided we want to get you a ModRetro Chromatic too.
Bro.
So that one's yours. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That one's yours.
Thank you.
You did not see that coming, did you?
I did not see that coming.
Is that not an M. Night Shyamalan level plot twist right there?
Dude, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
dude.
man. So you are also the proud owner of a ModRetro Chromatic.
Oh my God. Dude, I don't know what to say, man. I did not see that coming.
So yeah, folks, you just got Chris's genuine reaction on camera of this surprise, and it was worth it. So the box, as we kind of alluded to earlier, the box is designed amazingly, very sleek, very compact. It's both, you know what, this box is both modern and retro looking at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it has a very premium look and feel to it. Like you can tell they want this to look like a premium product. And then you open it in and you got this amazing, amazing visual on the inside. So inside the box, when you open the box, as you guys just saw, the first thing you're gonna see is the Chromatic itself. And then underneath that, of course, you saw the Tetris cart and then the ModRetro branded batteries. When I unboxed mine, I was really happy with the packaging, because what's beautiful about this packaging is they designed it where you can pull the Chromatic out and be playing within less than a minute. Yeah. Pop the batteries in, pop Tetris in. Everything you need to start playing the Chromatic is in the box and ready to go.
Super convenient.
Super convenient. So tell me about your unboxing experience, man. What are your overall thoughts about the presentation and packaging and everything?
It's amazing. It's everything I hoped it'd be.
Yeah.
And there's just every bit of that. Like I said earlier, like all the notebook paper and everything takes me back to like middle school.
Exactly. By the way, I do want to say, I should have said this earlier, this video is not going to be a review. It's an unboxing, and we're going to be giving our impressions of the handheld. It's not a review. Overall, so far, they nailed the packaging, they nailed the presentation.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about the specs. The screen is in my opinion, the most impressive thing about this handheld. It is almost exact recreation of the original Game Boy Color screen down to the very pixel. So it has a pixel resolution of 160 by 144 pixels on a 2.56 inch IPS backlit LCD. So because they didn't go with a larger resolution, they decided to make it pixel perfect, accurate to the original screen. The games look and play the way that they originally intended on original hardware.
Yeah, I noticed from firing it up the first time that it's got a certain quality about it that's different from aftermarket. It's visibly noticeable.
Beyond the LCD itself, covering the LCD is a sapphire crystal glass display. Now, sapphire crystal, from what I understand about it, is a very premium material that's typically reserved for like high-end electronics like iPhones and stuff like that, because it is an extremely durable and hard to scratch and damage surface. You could literally sit here and scrape it a little bit with like a knife and it's not going to scratch it.
Wow.
That's great, because as you know, Chris, on the original Game Boy Color, those screens scratch so easy, dude.
They had a plastic lens.
And it just scratched the littlest thing would cause it to scratch, right? So between the screen and the sapphire crystal glass display, you're already looking at a premium product. It has a custom ultra loud speaker, and the speaker sounds great, as you're going to find out here in a minute as we play. On the bottom, it has a 3.5 millimeter headphone output jack. It also has a USB-C port at the bottom that serves as two purposes. It can be lagless video out to PC, as well as you can power the unit bypassing the batteries if you have it plugged into the wall or a PC through the USB-C. And as we stated earlier, ModRetro eventually is going to release a lithium-ion battery pack that's rechargeable through the USB-C port for those of you who don't want to deal with AA batteries. It runs on FPGA-based architecture. It also has a link cable port and an IR sensor that are both backwards compatible with original hardware. It is compatible with Game Boy cartridges and Game Boy Color cartridges, as well as probably most of the homebrews, maybe some of the hacks, but it's also going to be compatible with, wait for it, for those of you who don't know, ModRetro, they're publishing their own physical Game Boy Color games. They have 10, at the time of this recording, 10 games available for pre-order. I've pre-ordered every single one of them. I cannot wait. The console itself weighs about 6.2 ounces according to their website, and measures 5.2 inches by 3 inches by 1.2 inches. Another thing that makes it really premium is that the shell is a magnesium alloy metal shell that is extremely durable and damn near indestructible. And it feels really good.
It feels great.
Feels great. And you can rest assured that with this build quality, your chromatic will be running for years to come. Even if you drop it, it's probably gonna be just fine. It also has PBT, high quality PBT plastic buttons that feel absolutely incredible. They're very clicky, they feel great. The D-pad is one of the best D-pads that I've used in a long time. It is a phenomenal, almost flawless and perfect D-pad. And then lastly, I want to point out that it has 2 slots for charms. And every game that ModRetro releases that you buy and pre-order on their website comes with a charm.
Very cool.
So those are the specs.
Cool. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the overall specs?
Oh, dude, it's definitely built as an heirloom device.
Yes.
It's going to be around a long time.
Exactly.
Long time. The buttons, I love that they went with that same material on the start and select.
Yes, instead of the little mushy membranes. Yeah, me too. Also, I want to point out on the side is a button that activates the menu, part of their firmware, and that's where you can access things like brightness control and different things like that. We'll talk more about the menu later. And then I also really love how big the volume wheel is, and it sticks really easy to find, really easy to use. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna spend a few hours playing the chromatic, more specifically letting Chris play the chromatic since I've been playing mine since Monday night. And then we're gonna come back and we're going to give our impressions of the handheld itself. So you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
1 hour later.
We have spent the last hour, well, Chris has spent the last hour playing his ModRetro Chromatic, playing a variety of different games across both the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color. Let's start with you, man. Give me your impressions of the ModRetro Chromatic. Tell me about it, man.
Dude, everything about it, from the appearance to the way it feels, the way the games are super responsive. It feels exactly how it should feel. The buttons, it's got that nice click.
Man. Tell me your impressions of the screen, both the LCD and the screen cover.
Oh, dude, it's incredible. The pixels, they're just like, it's the right color. It's hard to describe it, but
it's accurate to the original, would you say?
It is very accurate to the original. Yeah. But the lens itself, man, it's so nice. You can just wipe it off.
Yeah.
Smudges.
So what do you think about the speaker and the sound quality?
Dude, it's super loud.
Super loud, yeah.
But very crisp. Very crisp. It's real nice. Real nice.
And then the buttons, man. What do you think about the D-pad?
The D-pad feels really good.
It does. And here's the thing, and you probably know this, a lot of you guys watching know this. A lot of companies screw the D-pad up. A lot of companies just don't get D-pads right at all. They either feel mushy or they just don't feel good. They don't feel like they should. They don't feel accurate. This D-pad is very clicky and it's got a little bit of a texture to it and it just feels really good and it is so responsive and it's so comfortable to use. They just absolutely nailed the D-pad on the chromatic.
I like the angle of the buttons, the A and B.
Yeah. Here's a question for you, Chris. How do you feel about the fact that it doesn't have a baked-in lithium-ion battery, but instead uses 3 AA batteries?
I like that. I've always been partial to the batteries.
The idea here, and the reason that they did it is because they wanted to make this handheld future-proof. They wanted to make sure that this thing can last for decades, but they made it versatile enough where it has the longevity because it uses AA's, but it's versatile enough where you can buy, once ModRetro puts it out, you'll be able to buy a lithium-ion battery. So what about the overall just design of the console, both in form factor and just aesthetics?
Form factor, it's got everything that I love about the Game Boy Pocket, the Game Boy Color. See, it's got that grip like a Game Boy Color does.
Yes.
But design-wise, look, the screen's like a pocket. It's got that curved edge like a pocket. The start and select's like a DMG.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep.
They chose all the most attractive design cues, in my opinion,
I agree.
from every previous console.
Now, again, like I said earlier, this is not a review video. This is more of a unboxing and initial impressions video. So we're not gonna go into a lot of great detail about like the menu, but in the menu you can do things like adjust the brightness, you can turn on color correction for when you're streaming, you can turn on frame blending for games that need that. I don't really know a whole lot about the frame blending stuff, but it's there. And they're gonna continue to do more and more firmware updates and adding more software features. And for those of you who don't know, the board has a Wi-Fi chip and a Bluetooth chip on it. They're not activated yet. I'm sure they're gonna activate those through future firmware updates, but eventually those will probably be put to some kind of use, or the modding community will find a use, because one of ModRetro's goals with this console is to make it very easy for the modding community to get in here and tinker with it, both from a hardware mod and a software mod standpoint.
That tells you that above all, this is a labor of love.
Labor of love.
Yeah.
And dude, everything about this screams labor of love. Now, I know a lot of you probably are asking, why would you buy this instead of an analog pocket? I don't think that I'm going to get into that within the scope of this video, because that would require us to really do a deep dive comparison between the Chromatic and the analog pocket. I have an analog pocket and I love my analog pocket, but I will go ahead and tell you, I like this more than the analog pocket for a variety of reasons. We're going to do a more traditional review style video for the Chromatic, but this is just our initial impressions.
Yeah.
And my initial impressions since Monday night, I've literally been playing it nonstop. I cannot put this thing down. It's absolutely amazing. Final thoughts and impressions before we close this thing out.
I think this represents a sort of renaissance. Handheld gaming. Anything, like everything from previous generations and the best of modern day technology.
Yes.
Is in this.
Yep.
And I think it's just cool. You can go to a GameStop, pick one of these up. That's wild.
Wild,
That's
dude.
wild, man.
Wild.
Yeah.
My closing thoughts are this: ModRetro, you should be proud of yourselves, because you have put out a truly incredible, truly premium product. Who is this product for? This product is for someone who wants to play their physical Game Boy and Game Boy Color cartridges in the best way possible. So if you are looking for the ultimate way to play your Game Boy and Game Boy Color physical cartridges, you are the customer for this device. I believe that's it, man. I mean, as far as like impressions, I don't know what else we can say, so we'll save the rest for a review. So stay tuned for that. Me and Chris are gonna start working on the script, and if you wanna check out ModRetro and the Chromatic, I'll leave a link in the description down below to their website. So folks, thanks for tuning in. Leave us a comment down below if you have any questions. Throw those in the comments. If you have one, tell us about your experience. All right, folks. Peace out.